Everyone, welcome to Programming Geeks, and I am Ashish, and today we are going to learn about functions. So, what are functions? Right? Functions are the block of code which are used to perform some particular task. Right? It is some code is written in some blocks which is used to perform some particular task. So, let's go to the code and understand it practically. So, let me share my screen. Yeah. So now we are in the function.js file where we'll try to write we'll write functions. So here to write function you'll use function keyword itself, function, right? Then we'll give function name, whatever name we want to give, right? Like we'll write a function for addition, so we'll write add. Then we'll give a parenthesis which is also called parameters, to take parameters, right? So we'll give here parameters of num1 comma num2. Then inside the curly braces, we'll write some code which will perform some particular task and we'll return it. Right. So these are the parameters which we have taken, num1 and num2. This is the function name, and this is the function is a keyword used to write function. Right. So now we'll write a function that console console.log num1 plus num2. So now we have written some code here so that when we'll call it, the code will run and the output will be provided. So to call function or to make an output from the function, we'll have to call the function in a way. We have a specific way for that. We'll write function name, like add, and we'll provide some arguments. Like we have, they are asking for num1 and num2, so we have to provide some random number. Like we are providing 4 and 5. So now these are called arguments. Right. So when we run this code, we'll get an output of 9. So we can try it for some other values as well. Add function name, and in the parentheses we'll put some arguments, whatever the number we need to add, like 7, 8. So it will provide an output of 15. Right. First output is 9, second output is 15. So it also has some other way. Like if I comment out this and this as well, it can be written in the way like return num1 plus num2. Now, when we write in this way, then we have to call it. For calling it, we have a specific way, right? Now the value is returned. What returns does is it breaks the code, right? Whenever JavaScript sees return, it will not execute next line. Wherever it uh, encounters return, then the next line will not be run. It will stop there itself and will go up to whatever according to conditions. So now for calling it, we will use console.log, then name of the function, and then the arguments, whatever you want to add, like 9, 4. So it will provide an output of 13. Now we have written console.log here to print the values. Here it was returned. The values are returned. Okay. And we have to print it by using console.log. In the previous method, we were using console.log. That means the values are already assigned. Just we need to call that, right? So they are performing their functionalities. Just we need to call them. So these are the two ways, and there is also another way by we can do it by storing it in uh, some variables like let and all. But these two ways are enough, I think. Then again, we can go for inside functions, as we know that these are the block of code which are made to perform some task. So you can take copy of it and you can perform this task anywhere from in this program, right? Now we can go for some advanced, a little bit advanced, and we'll use some operators and if else cases inside there. So now we'll write like if, okay, sorry. Yes, we have studied already what are the conditionals and all. So we are using if case here. If our num1 modulo 2 is equal to 0 and num2 modulo 2 equal to 0, then we'll go for return some addition like num1 plus num2 or whatever operations you need you can take, right? Else if this code is written for to check whether the number is even or not, when num1 uh, is divided by 2 it will give a reminder 0, so we can understand by that it is a even number. The number which is divisible by 2 it is a even number. So I have also used an operator here, and operator, which means if num1 and num2 both are even number, then this condition will be printed. Else return false, right? So now we'll provide an argument. Let's go for this, the same argument. Now we are going for 9 and 4. So what output do you expect? Yeah. So it is false. Why? Because we have given one condition here. If num1 and num2 both should be even number, but here what, 9 is an odd number, 4 is an even number. So condition does not satisfy here. That's why else case is written. If I change here and I write an even number again, then I think it will, yeah, it will perform the operation which was written for the code, that if now both the numbers are even, so it will return num1 plus num2. So this is the way we use functions, and these are the advantages of function, that we can write a particular code and it can be accessed easily. Now this is the one way of writing function. There is also other way. This is called function declaration, and there is also one more way which is called function expression, where a whole function will be stored in a variable. Right? Let me give an example. It can be returned like let function name add is equal to function, then we'll give some parameters, right? Like num1 and num2. So this is another way. Then we'll write same block of code here, and the functionality is same. Just the thing you can write it in a different way. So now function one, this is a function declaration, and this is a function expression. There is also another way of writing a function, which is called arrow function, but it is a bit advanced. So you don't need to study it here. We will learn it gradually with the time. So hope you understand the advantages and how to write the functions and what are the uses of functions. So That's it, and keep practicing throughout the time. Thank you.